Welcome to the Explainer. So, when you think of a high energy, completely massive brand turnaround, your mind probably jumps straight to, tech companies or maybe high fashion. But today we're looking at a true American classic that is literally rewriting its entire playbook. We're going to unpack the completely unexpected and honestly fascinating modern lifestyle makeover of Lazy Boy.
Okay, let's just address the elephant in the room right off the bat. Is Lazy Boy actually becoming a streetwear brand? I know, it sounds almost like a joke, right? But a company built on a deeply traditional reputation is making this massive leap into areas you would never, ever expect. We're talking about pet apparel, highly specialized modern gaming hubs, and yes, exclusive streetwear. It's a brilliant pivot, but to understand how they got here, we kind of have to start at the beginning. To fully appreciate the sheer scale of their current pivot, we have to trace their heritage. They were founded way back in 1927 in a Monroe, Michigan garage. Actually, it was two cousins who literally started with a simple wood slat porch chair. Fast forward just a bit to 1929, and they patented the mechanism for their very first indoor reclining chair. Then in 1961, the legendary recliner rocker debuted and totally changed the game because it rocked, reclined, and had a footrest all in one single piece of furniture. So as they approach their 2027 centennial, you have to realize they have nearly 100 years of doing things a very specific way. Because of that history, for decades, Lazy Boy battled this deeply entrenched grandpa's chair perception. Was it comfortable? Absolutely. But it was tied heavily to traditional, oversized recliners and, let's be honest, a much older demographic. Well, that legacy is actively being disrupted right now. Today, they are repositioning themselves as a true modern lifestyle brand, aggressively targeting millennials with sleek aesthetics and highly experiential retail spaces. It is a complete 180-degree shift in how they want us to see them. And this shift is anchored by what leadership calls their century vision. Introduced back in 2021 and visually embodied by their stunning, modernized corporate headquarters, this isn't just some clever, flash-in-the-pan marketing campaign. It's a comprehensive, multi-year business strategy designed specifically to secure absolute relevance with the next generation of consumers for the next 100 years. So an absolutely crucial part of practically capturing that younger demographic was acquiring the digitally native furniture brand Joybird. The synergies here are just incredibly clear. Joybird brings exactly what Lazy Boy desperately needed: millennial and Gen X appeal along with proven e-commerce expertise. In return, well, Lazy Boy solves Joybird's capital constraints and the really excessive freight costs they were facing from manufacturing down in Mexico. They give Joybird access to a massive 351-store physical footprint, deep capital, and a world-class manufacturing supply chain right in Tennessee. It perfectly pairs a legacy powerhouse directly with a digital native. Now, it's easy to announce a corporate makeover, but it's much harder to actually generate real revenue from it. But the proof is right here in the numbers: an 11% increase in retail segment written sales in their recent fourth quarter. And what makes that genuinely impressive is the context. That growth happened while the broader furniture industry saw a significant drop in store traffic because of higher interest rates and slower housing turnover. While everybody else in the space softened, Lazy Boy played offense and actually grew. And this strategic overhaul is backed by a towering $2.1 billion in fiscal 2025 annual revenue. That vertically integrated engine proves they have the deep pockets necessary to fund this physical retail evolution. They are comfortably reinvesting hundreds of millions back into their business, their technology, and their retail stores to make this whole modern lifestyle shift a tangible reality. Of course, this modern identity requires a completely new kind of physical space. Case in point, their brand new 12,000 square foot experiential store in Chicago's Lincoln Park. Marked by a gorgeous modernized wood slatted logo, this is actually their first urban store in Chicago in 5 years. It maintains elements of that 1927 heritage for sure, but it introduces a highly contemporary, localized retail concept that is perfectly tailored for modern city living. If you walk inside this experiential space, you're not going to find endless rows of identical, bulky recliners. Instead, they've built these highly specific lifestyle vignettes. There's a heritage section, sure, but also Player One, a dedicated area for gamers that reflects the huge demand for ergonomic seating. There's Modern Urban for sleek city living, and curated Lazy Girl and Lazy Girl coastal sections designed specifically with relaxed, beautiful aesthetics tailored for female shoppers. They are offering completely stylized home solutions for virtually every lifestyle. A modern lifestyle brand also has to elevate the shopping experience itself, right? So they now offer free personalized design consultations to help customers style entire rooms.
And there is a fantastic detail in these new stores, a uniquely branded recliner runway with signage emphasizing personalization. It makes the act of customizing your furniture feel less like a chore and more like a high-end, personalized fashion experience. But the ultimate climax of this lifestyle shift steps entirely outside of traditional furniture. Lazy Boy is now dropping exclusive Chicago-branded streetwear apparel. I mean, no way, right? They've even launched a pet-friendly line featuring home goods and actual wearable pet apparel because, let's face it, nothing says modern lifestyle quite like matching hoodies with your poodle. It's bold, it's totally unexpected, and it shatters that old stereotype forever. So the foundation is clearly set. They have the rich heritage, the optimized supply chain, the capital, and a brilliantly executed modern retail strategy. But the true test is always consumer adoption. Will younger generations fully embrace this new identity? Will we soon see millennials and Gen Z outfitting their modern urban apartments, their pets, and themselves in La Zoya merchandise? It is an absolutely fascinating retail transformation to watch. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer.